Bring the adventures of Thomas and his friends home with the Thomas Wooden Railway.
Time to go to the roundhouse.
The Thomas Wooden Railway brings your child's favorite Thomas stories magically to life and provides your little engineer with a rich world to discover and explore. Building with the Thomas Wooden Railway helps children develop physical, social, and cognitive skills, as well as a sense of pride and accomplishment. Plus, your child will learn important lessons about the value of friendship, fair play, and teamwork. Best of all, the Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway carries an unconditional lifetime guarantee. So Thomas will be your child's friend for life.
Now he has to go home.
Inspire your child to believe that little people, like little engines, can do big things. The Thomas Wooden Railway, available at specialty retailers everywhere.
Well, so much for that lifetime guarantee, huh? Hello everybody, Vincente22 here. And with the discontinuation of Thomas Wooden Railway and the recent cancellation of Thomas Wood, today we're going to be looking at Mattel's surviving merchandise ranges. And that means that I get to wipe off this highly suspicious sign that has said Hero Sticky Spill for the past week. Actually, for the past, month. But my neighbors were getting concerned about that, so frickin' rubs off. Actually, it's not coming off. It's coming off a little, but not much. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now it's clean. So now let's mark down what we're going to talk about today. And I think we're going to start off with... Nope, doesn't work. I think we're going to start off with Adventures. So here's Adventures, poorly scrawled in ugly brown marker. Adventures was launched in 2017 as the latest redesign of Take Along Thomas. I wouldn't have any of these if it weren't for Kikray lending me some, so I guess he's one of the main people that made this video possible. Adventures got rid of the standard magnet formula that had been used for years, replacing them with both-way clip connectors and sparking some controversy. Sure, I'm gonna miss magnets on the engines, but it's a lot better than those huge garish magnets they had before. I consider it an upgrade. Adventures aren't really that different than the previous Taken plays, but you can see some of the gimmicks start to slip in. I do not own any Adventures tracks, so it's not an entirely fair review, but you get the gist of it. To watch a full and more in-depth look on Adventures, check out Turtles' vid in the card. You know, honestly, if I was like a kid starting out, as a Thomas fan in the world today, I would probably choose to buy Adventures because they're cheap, they're relatively durable, they're metal. A lot of them look pretty good. Some of them are squashed, like this Toby, but overall, it's probably the best merchandise line out there at the moment, in terms of accuracy and easiest to get. I mean, these do look a little bit better because Kikray added some details, he painted the buffers. But overall, it's probably just the all-around best range right now. So, moving on. So we're gonna wipe that nasty boy out and put in some green Trackmaster. So, if Trackmaster wasn't enough for you, now we have Trackmaster Revolution! Introduced in 2014, shortly after Mattel acquired the franchise. So what's so
revolutionary
about Trackmaster Revolution? Yet another track redesign, shorter, stumpier, less detailed models, and a gear wheel lock to prevent them from freewheeling like the old models did. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's the Revolution. Oh, and they can also climb hills better now, which is actually a really cool feature, but who cares? So I just spent about an hour converting some of my Trackmaster 2 models to freewheelers for the TCC so that I could easily pull them and stuff. Because normally you can't, because the wheel doesn't roll, because it's locked in, so that it can go like that. And I could have avoided all that trouble if they would have just let the wheels roll. Because it's what they used to do. I don't really know why they felt the need to add this. I guess it's so it can go up hills, but it's really annoying, and it could have saved me a lot of trouble. And the screws that they use to take these out are not very easy to unscrew, because they use triangle screws, which I guess is good if they don't want kids getting in. But, you know, still, I mean, you win some, you lose some. It's just, I would have done without the wheel lock. Trackmaster Revolution is an okay range, and I like some of the things they've done with it, but it doesn't live up in quality to the standard of its predecessors, or Adventures for that matter, and it's just, it seems kind of a little bit more low effort. I mean, if only there was another third range to take the place of Wooden Railway with style and Thomas Minis are Thomas & Friends' newest toy range, unless you count Wood or Adventures, which I don't, being released in Thomas's golden year of 2015. They came along at a time of peace and joy in the Thomas community. The Adventure Begins had just come out and Slot Machine was on its way. While I was watching from afar, I still wonder what it must have been like within the fandom. Fortunately, I didn't come until a year later, and here we are. While most of the original critical response to these were negative, I was on board with minis from the get-go. While they may be squashed and inaccurate, they're light, cute, and affordable. And while not that fun for the experienced modeler, probably a blast for little kids. The theme designs and details on them are extremely intricate and well done for such a small toy. Despite a small quality drop when production moved to China, the minis remain fun to collect. Even some of the crossover minis are cool. The minis connect using a simple hook and peg system, but they come apart really easy. If I had any criticism of these, it would be that they come apart way too easily, especially when you have a train, and it can get quite annoying at times. That and the fact that minis don't really have any track system that they can go on, making them a lot less limited in what they can do compared to the other systems. They really only have like this playset and a couple others. I don't know, it just would have been cooler if it was a more expanded range. In terms of marketing and design, minis may be the best thing Mattel's ever done. I mean, you've got really cool designs, lots of themes, and blind bags, which kind of enhances the mystery aspect and encourages consumers to buy more. Yeah, I get it. They're not perfect, but they're still pretty good. Except for that thing. Can we just forget about that? I mean, seriously though, if you're ever bored and you need a laugh, watch one of those. They're funnier than hell. So that about wraps it up for this video. The state of the Thomas merchandise isn't the best right now, but if we brush away some of our negative connotations, we can relax and enjoy some of the simpler things in life. Anyway, I'm Vincente22, over and out. And I just realized I haven't actually collected minis in like over a year now. Like, I wonder what kind of like cool designs they're making. Oh. Well, that sucks. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video by pouring a bunch of Trackmaster track on my head. Okay, thank you, bye. Before you get all Great Western Railway Studios on me and like call goofs, I realized that like halfway during the filming, I didn't change this Trackmaster sign to minis, which is a horrible missed opportunity since I set up that gag at the beginning, but you know, whatever. So, that's nice.